And welcome back to System Discussion Day on Downbelow RPG Adventure Design. I am Steve.
I'm Ian.
And we talked about the first big reveal in the What's in the Soda adventure yesterday. Today, I'm going to pop it over to Ian, and we're going to talk about some of the mechanical considerations in about 5 minutes. What kind of mechanical considerations and successes are going to be built into this particular reveal and showdown?
Okay, so when you do a big reveal in an investigation, in an investigation session, like I said, you're trying to have the players desperate once you get there. You're trying to have them low on successes, or in a really bad situation created by failure. So that means that you're trying to create this climax where the players are going to barely be able to get out of this with their skins. They are going to either already be functionally at gunpoint, or they're going to get the information and then to get out without being screwed over because they're captured or killed, or the people that they love are hurt despite their efforts, is going to be... they're not going to be able to get everything they want after getting the information. So, in this process of doing the big reveal and the final showdown, this is where you push them a little bit beyond their limits. This is where getting that last information, we mentioned, once they're on site, they can get proof that it's biodynamics. Getting
Which might
to the
be
site,
the first reveal for the players, or it might be confirmation of something that they have figured out on their own.
Exactly. They might have even found it out before they get to the site, but they can get proof that they could blow the whistle with on site. Getting to the site, finding the site, getting the information once you're on site. Those are going to be some challenges right there. And they might, depending on how many people are trying to be involved with this, might be challenges involving multiple successes to get things from multiple characters. Information about where the site is, that probably only requires one success, period. Getting people to the site, that might require either sneaking around guards or fighting through them, and it might also require certain transportation options, because the site might not be on Nuevo Paradiso, so that might require, very difficult transportation to obtain. That might require multiple steps of successes for each character, depending on where you decide to locate it.
Also, this is an excellent place to involve PCs who might be suited for the investigation adventure, but don't have tons of traits suited for it. So this is a place where potentially your gunslingers, your brawlers, your muscle can help shine in an investigation episode.
Or your transporters and networkers who have either vehicle traits or connections traits, but many of their connections might not have been appropriate for the investigation because they weren't directly involved. So you can have those people use up their successes getting there and getting in. Once you've gotten there, gotten in, and gotten the information, then there's getting out again. You're going to have to fight and or sneak your way out as well, and then there's actually doing something with that information, whether it be securing your loved ones and yourselves, or whether it be blowing the whistle, or selling the information to the highest bidder.
Or even just following the trail further upstream.
Or following the conspiracy. Any of these things is going to require more successes. Following the trail further upstream is more of a what we're going to deal with next time in the connections into the larger conspiracy, because whether you want to follow it further upstream or not, there is a larger conspiracy and it's going to come after you, or you're going to go after it, or both. But the combination of getting there, getting in, and getting the information, and then getting out, and then doing something with the information, that's going to probably use up just as many successes from each player as the investigation phase did. Yeah, players have about 11 successes total. Yeah, if you add that math up, we're talking about players using between 15 and 19 challenges for each player, meaning that that's somewhere between a roughly 2-to-1 success to failure ratio and a roughly 1-to-1 success to failure ratio, meaning this is going to be rough for them.
Yep.
I would recommend overall closer to the 2-to-1 for this kind of adventure, because this doesn't need to be the most punishing adventure. And investigations, you want to give people plenty of feeling like they're making progress, especially in the investigation step.
Similarly, yeah, in investigations, if you sit there and find out, oh, I didn't find anything, oh, I didn't find anything, oh, I didn't find anything, you feel like you're spinning the wheels and it gets boring very fast.
And if they fail forward during the investigation part and wind themselves up in a jam, then they should probably have plenty of successes to get themselves out of the jam, just have lost whatever they lost in the process of getting into it.
Yep.
So, 2 alternate scenarios that I will end my discussion with. Scenario 1, they failed their way into the climax, meaning they've already failed 5 or 6 times by the time they get there. At this point, you can let them run on rails, and as long as they have appropriate traits, succeed their way out of this adventure spot. They've
already lost a lot.
They've probably lost loved ones permanently at this point, and or been injured themselves, and or lost property. So they've already had a really crap week, or day, or however long you're having this take in. I would recommend about a week if you're running this as a single adventure, and have some things happen day by day in the course of it. If, on the other hand, they have basically succeeded their way into this scenario, and so they are running really low on traits, then this is the point where they're going to get the crap beaten out of them, where they're going to lose some stuff, and they're going to have to choose really carefully where they use their last remaining successes. You're probably, because they have traits to refresh with their failures, only going to end up making them fail 2 to 4 times at the end of this scenario, because when they fail, they're going to refresh traits that are really relevant to their situation.
But even a single failure can be a massive setback, and 2 to 4 in quick succession, very dangerous.
Because you're at the end of the scenario, and so every failure is much more significant at this point, because you're choosing whether or not you get the things that really matter. All right, so that's the system for the climax. Next time, the deeper conspiracy.